Welcome in, Friday edition, Outkick the coverage. I think I got the day right. I don't want to go full Tom Brady and forget the important things about the show. We are here in the Geico Outkick studios. It's October, and what does that mean? Well, it's Geico-ween, of course. Don't be spooked by high rates on car insurance. Geico's brewing up spellbinding savings that they're creating just for you. See how much you could save. Get a quote today at geico.com. Not shocking last night that the Bears won, although maybe somewhat surprising, particularly if you watched the early parts of that game where it looked like the Bucs were just going to walk away with it, up 13-0. It felt like there was going to be an easy win for the Bucs. But the way the game ended was just absolutely shocking, in particular because it appeared that Tom Brady went full J.R. Smith and was not aware of the situation in the game in the middle of the winning time. Final drive, this is not very complicated. It's not like Brady spiked the football, which is what Troy Aikman was saying late. Oh, sometimes when you spike the football, you forget about what the down might be. First of all, that's fairly inexcusable for one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time. But on that final drive, which, by the way, before we even get to the final drive, Matt Nagy totally almost blew this. A lot of times at the end of NFL games, you have got head coaches who maybe just aren't sleeping enough, but these guys will work 100 hours to put together a game plan, and then they make a decision that is so bad, you sit back and look at it from a win probability perspective and you say, what in the world were you possibly thinking, Matt Nagy? Why did you in any way decide to throw the ball late there? Because if he just runs the ball, there's around 30 seconds-ish probably left for Brady when he takes possession with no timeouts left. Instead, this game didn't end because of the time constraints. It ended because Brady fell apart in understanding the down and distance. And it was super weird because they only ran 5 plays, okay? First play couldn't have gone any better. Brady drops back to pass, 12-yard out to Mike Evans, who gets out of bounds. There is still over a minute left to play. First down play. Right after that first down, which should have been self-evident that the Bucs got a first down, Brady misses Mike Evans out wide. That's probably a throw he would make most of the time, I think. But he misses Mike Evans. So that seems pretty clear. Okay, first down is out of the way. On second down, he passes over the middle of the field, and they only get 4 yards. So it's 3rd and 6. Again, it seems very, very easy to understand what's going. On 3rd and 6, Brady throws an incompletion to Gronkowski, and so then it's 4th down. The incompletion stops the clock. The team has the opportunity to go back into the huddle and discuss everything, and somehow when Brady throws the final incompletion, he didn't recognize that the game was over, and the cameras cut to him standing there with 4 fingers in the air like he still got another down. And so I don't understand how a quarterback who has been in that situation that many times could make an error like that. Now, he did take a lot of hits the whole game. And I'm sure that there's not going to be an admission that what exactly happened was, oh, Brady was a little bit shell-shocked because he had taken a bunch of hits because his offensive line didn't pass protect very well for him. But what's crazy about this, again, is there was not some sort of running clock situation. There was not a clock it situation where you spike the ball to stop the clock and you forget the down as a result of that. This was a very normal final drive, and the way that the Bucs lost was really strange. And again, I don't really know how a mental lapse is possible there when you are huddling with all of your teammates. So that is really, really confusing as to what's going on. Dub, you're saying they spiked it, but they didn't when you look at the final plays. The final 4 plays, they only ran 5 plays on the final drive. First down play, 12-yard out to Mike Evans. He gets out of bounds. The Bucs have it then as a first down at their own 37. On the first down play after that pass, they make the throw, Brady does, to Mike Evans on the other direction, the other side of the field, and misses him wide. So they go back into the huddle, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Keyshawn Vaughn, the running back in that scenario, is running a short crossing route. Brady hits him. Good tackle is made, making it 3rd and 6. On 3rd and 6, he tries to hit Gronk. The ball's a little bit high, and Gronk knocks it into the air, and it goes further down the field. Nobody really makes a play on it. Gronk's the only person to touch it. And then on 4th down, he tries the throw on 4th and 6, which really it looked like was intended for Cameron Brate, but he was well covered on the play. So they only ran 5 plays, none of which was a spike. Are you in agreement now, Dub, that there was no spike? I mean, I'm looking at the final 5 plays.
There was so much bad decision-making and bad coaching and bad play calling and bad refereeing as well. I just got lost in the sauce there.
Yeah, look, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, the worst call of the game, in my opinion, was the roughing the passer that was called on 3rd and 19 or whatever the heck it was on the next to last drive for the Bears. And you might say, well, it didn't end up mattering, but it did because the Bears gained a substantial amount of yardage, and instead of punting from their own end zone, which would have given the Bucs probably the ball around at a minimum their own 40, their own 35, worst case scenario, the Bucs were pinned back deep, and then the Bears got to start their final drive in much better field position than they otherwise would have. You can't call roughing the passer on that play. That was just a really bad decision. Now, you can criticize the Bucs' final possession before the 2-minute drive where they hand off on first down and then they throw 2 incompletions on the next 2 plays and they take like 13 seconds off the clock. But to me, the Matt Nagy decision-making was so bad to throw the ball on, I believe it was 2nd down, and the ball, deep ball down the right sideline that got knocked away, incomplete. And that way they didn't force the Bucs to take their final timeout with still 3rd down remaining, in which case the Bucs would have been forced to take a time. They would have been forced to get the ball back with around 30 seconds left after a potentially made field goal. So there were a lot of bad decisions being made down the stretch here. But to me, the one that's going to stand out and people are going to remember the most is Brady for getting the down and losing again to Nick Foles. I don't think, honestly, that congratulations to the Bears for winning this game. All right, they're 4-1. They've won a lot of close games, and congratulations to the Bears for finding a way to win. I feel like the Bucs gave this game away. I really do. Now, there was good pressure on Brady for much of the night, and eventually I think that might have added up into him making some poor decisions in the pocket. But the Bucs had the ball with a lot of different opportunities in this game to really open up a substantial score difference and put it away. And really, I think the play of the game, if you have to point to anything on Thursday night, while most people are going to focus on the second half, I think the play of the game was late in the first half, the hit that caused the fumble that gave the Bears the ball inside the 30, and we had that incredible touchdown catch by the tight end for the Bears, the one-hander in the end zone that was Jimmy Graham made, which was absolutely a fantastic catch to give them the lead going into the half. And that's the play where I feel like the Bucs really lost control of the game in some way, because the rest of the game was just a field goal kicking contest. And the Bucs were in much better shape. They should have been in much better shape, I think, down the stretch than they were. But still, it was shocking to watch Tom Brady get the ball back with 1:17 to go, make that first pass on first down to get out to the 37. I know there's a lot of Bears fans listening right now that watched that first pass and thought, okay, here we go. And then Brady just kind of fell apart with his offense and didn't make plays from there. I thought it was super strange. Just a super strange ending. All right. Maybe we'll have a lot more strange games. I don't know. We're going to be joined by my guy Lance Taylor next. We'll talk about all the college football games to come, all the NFL games to come. Worth mentioning that we now have new games scheduled, Monday night games, Tuesday night games. I feel like even talking about them doesn't make a lot of sense because are the Titans going to make it through with no more positive tests and actually play on Tuesday? All of this is a bit of a mess, but at least it's out there. We'll see what ends up transpiring